Hello friends, in this video tutorial we discuss about the triangle in C, and for this I am using here the code block as the IDE, and simply I click on the file, new, and then project, and then select the console application from the template and then click on the go, and from here I select the C language and then click on the next, and simply I am providing my project title as a triangle demo, and then click on the next and then finish. Okay, look here, this is my project as a triangle demo, and then explore it and then click on the main.c, and this code is automatically generated by the code block, and simply I delete this printf function and I declare here the variable ig and count, and I am assigning 1 as a count, and simply I am using the for loop, and I equals to 1, I less than equals to 4, and I plus plus, opening and closing brace. Within this loop I am using another loop for j equals to 1, j less than equals to I, and j plus plus. Okay, and within this loop I simply write the printf and then %d comma count and then semicolon. Okay, and then count plus plus. Okay, after closing this loop I simply write here the printf and then /n and then terminate it with the semicolon and then save it. Okay, you simply look here, I am declaring 3 variables I, j and count, and simply I assign 1 into the count. In the next line I am using here the for loop and simply assigning the I equals to 1 and then semicolon, and then giving here the condition I less than equals to 4, means this loop continue until the value of I less than or equals to 4, and then incremented by 1 as a I. And within this loop I am using here another for loop and assigning the j as a 1 and giving here the condition j less than equals to I, means this loop continue until the value of j less than equals to I, and then semicolon, and j is incremented by 1, and within this loop I am using the printf function to print the value of count, and this printf function terminated with semicolon, and here the count is incremented by 1. After closing this loop I write here printf and then /n, means change the line. Okay, I discuss the step by step. Okay, I start from outer loop. This is called the outer loop, and this loop is called the inner loop or nested loop. And simply you look here, I am assigning here the value of I as a 1, and checking the condition I less than equals to 4, means the value of I is 1 and this is less than equals to 4, so condition is true. Then the control come into the inner loop, and the value of j equals to initialize as a 1, and check the condition, the value of j is 1 and the value of I is also 1, so the condition is true. So control come into the body part and print the value of count, and in this time the value of count is 1, so it print the 1 onto the screen, and then semicolon, and then the value of count is incremented by 1, so the value of count is in this time 2, and control come here and increment the value of j as a 1, and in this time the value of j is 2 after increment, and check the condition is false because the value of j is 2 and the value of I is 1, so condition is false, and control come here and change the line, and control again come here to the outer loop, and I is incremented by 1, and in this time the value of I is 2, and check the condition. The value of I is 2, that is less than equals to 4, so condition is true. Control again come into the inner loop, and the value of j is initialized as a 1, and j check the condition. Control check the condition. J less than equals to I means the value of j is 1 and the value of I is 2, so condition is true. Control come into the body part and print the value of count. In this time the value of count is 2, because at the last time the value of count is incremented by 1. So the value of count is 2, print onto the screen, and control again come into the next line, and count incremented by 1 means in this time the value of count is 3, and control come here and increment the value of j as a 1, and in this time the value of j is 2, and check the condition. The value of j is 2 and the value of I is 2, so condition is true. Control again come here and print the value of count as a 3 onto the screen, and count plus plus means count again increment by 1, and in this time the value of count is 3 means the count contain the 3 value, and control come here and increment the value of j by 1, and in this time the value of j is 3, and the value of j is 3 and the value of I is 2, so condition is false, and control come this printf function and change the line. So in the second time this loop print the 2 3 onto the screen and change the line. Okay, and control again come here. In this time the value of I is incremented by 1 and the value of I is 3, and check the condition. The value of I is 3, that is less than equals to 4, so control again come into the inner loop and initialize the value of j as a 1, and check the condition. The value of j is 1 and the value of I is 3, so condition is true, and control again come into the body part, and simply in this time the value of count is 4, and print the 4 onto the screen, and the count is incremented by 1, and in this time the value of count is 5. Control again come here, and in this time the value of j incremented by 1 and the value of j is 2. Control come here and check the condition. The value of j is 2 and the value of I is simply 3, so condition is true. Control again come here and print the value of 5 onto the screen, and the value of count is incremented by 1, and in this time the value of count is 6, and control again come here and value of j is incremented by 1, and in this time the value of j is 3, and control check the condition. Condition is true because the value of j is 3 and the value of I is 3, so control again come here and print the value of 6 onto the screen, and control come here and increment the value of count as a 1, and in this time the value of count is 7. Control come here and increment the value of j as a 1, and in this time the value of j is 4, so the condition is false because the value of j is 4 and the value of I is 3, and loop terminate, and simply control come here and change the line, and control come to the outer loop, and the value of I is incremented by 1, and in this time the value of I is 4. Condition is true because the value of I is 4 and the value of that is less than or equals to 4, and control again come here into the inner loop, and the value of j is initialized as a 1, and the value of j is 1 and the value of I is 4, so condition is true, and control come into the body part, and in this time the value of count is 7, print onto the screen, and increment the value of count as a 1, and the value of count is 8, and control come here and increment by 1. In this time the value of j is 2, and check the condition. Condition is true because the value of j is 2 and the value of I is 4, so control come here and print the value of count as a 8 onto the screen, and control again come here and increment the value of count as a 1, and in this time the value of count is 9, and control come here and increment the value of j as a 1, and in this time the value of j is 3. Check the condition is true. Control again come here and print the value of 9 onto the screen and increment the value of count as a 1, and in this time the value of count is 10, and control come here, increment the value of j as a 1, and in this time the value of j is 4, and check the condition is true because the value of j is 4 and the value of I is also 4. Control again come here and print the value of count as a 10 and increment the value of as a 1. In this time the value of count is 11, and control again come here, and in this time the value of j incremented by 1, and the value of j is 11. So check here the value of j is 5, and check the condition is false because the value of j is 5 and the value of I is 4, so condition is false. Control come here and print the new line and come here and increment the value of I is a 1, and in this time the value of I is 4, and check the condition is false because the value of I is 5, that is not less than equals to 4, so loop is terminated, and simply print the triangle onto the screen. Okay, and then I save it and run it this program. Okay, and you simply look here, the value first the loop print the 1 and then 2 3 and then 4 5 6 and then 7 8 9 10. This is the motto of my project, and objective of my project to print this pattern onto the screen. Thank you friends, please subscribe my channel and like my video, and please comment on my video. Thank you friends, thanks a lot.